Hello guys, Tapo HD here and welcome back to another video, and today we'll be doing an unboxing of this Tapo video doorbell. This is the Tapo D210 in particular, and we're going to set it up today and do an unboxing and see how it is. Now I've already got some Tapo cameras as well as some plug sockets, so this should nicely fit in with the Tapo family. Looking at the box, we can see this is 2K resolution. That's what it looks like pretty much. It comes with a Tapo chime. It has a 160-degree ultra-wide field of view. Comes with a rechargeable battery which is 6,400 milliamp hours. And there is some more specs on the side here if you're interested. On the back there's some more specs, but it's basically all the same thing. And then here it tells you what you get in the box, but we're not going to look at that because we might as well just open the box and see for ourselves what we get in here. Alright, first thing that comes out of the box is the quick start guide. We might need this, but I'm hoping it'll be quite a straightforward setup, so I'll put that to the side for now while we have a look at everything else that's in here. The first thing that I see is the chime. This is what will make all the bing bong noises when someone presses the doorbell. This simply plugs into a plug, so that's about as straightforward as it comes. This doesn't need batteries, so that is quite cool to see. We then get our mounting hardware, so we've got some screws here and some wall anchors if you're putting it into the wall. I'm going to hopefully just attach it to the door, so we shouldn't need that. Here is a USB A to C cable. This is what we'll use to charge the doorbell. Apparently it only needs charging about once every 6 months, but I guess we'll see how that goes. And the final thing in here should be the doorbell, although it's not the final thing because we do have more things. So I'll just put that to the side for now and see what else we get. So these are the final things now in this plastic bag. So we get two different brackets. One of them is angled for if you're putting it on a wall or whatever, and the other is flat for if you want it to just look straight out. I'll probably use the flat one, but it's quite helpful that they've included both. I must say this thing was only £45, so if it's any good I will be quite impressed, although I have heard good things. So yeah, hopefully it'll be good. This is the template for mounting it. It tells you where to put the screws, so that is definitely helpful. We get some 3M VHB tape to stick it up, as well as some foamy tape. I'm guessing that's just sort of water getting in it or whatever. That is of course something to look at in the quick start guide if you want to, and I probably will in a bit. But let's finally take a look at the doorbell itself. First thing is it is quite heavy, so that is good, nice and premium. Hopefully it doesn't fall off the door. Shouldn't if you put it on right, but there it is. It's quite a smart looking thing. Just peel the plastic off and there we are. Here it is. That's of course the button you press to ring the bell. Camera is up there and that's some sort of sensor down there, I am assuming. And here is the back of it. There's buttons on here for setup and reset, so that is all very cool. But yeah, it's a very premium feeling product. One thing I forgot to show is at the bottom, this is where our Type-C port is. It's hidden by a rubber door, but that is where we charge it, and the micro SD card is screwed in, so that's good, so no one can just nick it off your door. So yeah, good to see that that's screwed in. But step one is to put this thing on charge. Apparently it needs to charge for 7 hours before use, so I'm going to put it on charge and see how that goes. So I've plugged the doorbell into charge and plugged in the chime. I know you're supposed to wait 7 hours to charge it, but for the sake of this video I'm going to just try and turn it on now. It says to hold down sync on the back of the doorbell for 3 seconds, and it's now lighting up red.
Doorbell on.
And just like it's told me, the doorbell is now on. So what I'm going to do is open up the Tapo app on my phone, and I'm going to add a device. And what I want to do is add a doorbell. This is the D210. I have done that and it is flashing red and green as you can see in the background. So let's go ahead and do that. Once your location, allow while using app, I guess. Connect to your doorbell. So now I need to connect to the doorbell's Wi-Fi. Alright, that is now connected. and it's now going to look for the device. And thankfully it has found it, and now we get to choose our network we want it to connect to. Just my normal Wi-Fi network. Now it's
connecting to Wi-Fi.
As it said, it's now connecting to Wi-Fi. Now it wants me to name the device, quite self-explanatory. I'm going to call mine Door, because that makes perfect sense. Where have you placed this, custom, whatever. Front door, choose an icon, just that, why not? You can pick anything you want. And that is that. It is now set up. I don't want to use Tapo Care Cloud. I'm going to put an SD card into this because it can do it locally. That's when it will firmware update between 3 and 5 in the morning. To set up with micro SD card, you've got to insert it into the bottom, of course, before you mount it. So I guess that is what I'm going to do. I've not inserted it yet, so I'll continue without, but we'll do that, of course, when I'm ready. It's telling you where to put it. It should be 4 feet above ground level. Avoid obstructions. Don't point it at trees because it'll just pick it up as motion constantly. Don't put it in direct sunlight. Don't point it at vehicles or pedestrians on the road again. You're just filming randomers and it'll just constantly pick it up. And of course, don't put it near metal doors. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's just telling you some things here about your porch depth, mounting height. It's all quite self-explanatory. Basically just put it where you think it should go and where it picks things up. Tell me about the different mounting plates. I'm going to mount it with screws. You can just use the adhesive, but I'd rather do it properly. And the little pin that comes in this bag is what you then use to detach it from the mount whenever you need to charge it. So yeah, all pretty simple, and congratulations, that is all done. And I want to pair it with the chime that is plugged in. Add a new chime. The lights are blinking red and green on it, not that you can see it, but they are doing that. Paired successfully, so there we go, smart chime. It's going to check the firmware, it's all good, that sounds good, yep, update at that time, and there we are, front door is now there, welcome, update required. Alright, so that is now all done, so let's put the SD card in it, then I'll show you how to mount it. I'm not going to mount it to my actual door in this video, but I'll show you how to do it anyway. So let's get a screwdriver, put the SD card in. I'm guessing it needs to be turned off first though. Okay, so I'm not actually sure how to turn it off, so I'm going to just put the SD card in it while it's turned on, so it should be quite simple. Just unscrew the door and put the card in. It supports up to 512 gigabytes of storage. I've gone for, I think, a 128 gigabyte drive. That should be enough for me. That is the door now off. I'm going to get my new SD card. It will only go in one way, so try it both ways if you don't get it right first time. That is it now in. Then all I've got to do is screw the door back on.
The SD card is not formatted. Please format it according to the app guidelines.
So here's what it's saying in the app. So let's just format the card, and after that it should be working just fine. Okay, so that has now formatted as we would want it to. So let's go off that. We can change all the settings here if we want to. If we go on the detection zones, we can actually change the area that we want it to cover. I'll of course set all this up properly once I've got it on the front door. So for now I'll just leave it as it is, but you can do what you want there. So if you don't want it to pick up your neighbours going up their path next door, you can block it so it doesn't pick them up. So yeah, quite a lot of things you can do. You can have pet detection on, vehicle detection, person and motion. For now I've got person and motion on, which is probably what you need on. Don't want it to be too sensitive, but you can change the sensitivity and all that stuff as well. So there you can see it's showing what is currently going on the doorbell, and it's giving me notifications that a person was detected. I'll probably turn off all these notifications. You can leave them on for, of course, when someone rings the bell and that sort of thing, but you don't need to know absolutely everything. Let's see what happens if I press the doorbell. I've now answered it. You can talk through to the person who's at the door, or you can just reject them or do whatever you want. So that is Very cool, and it should now be recording, which it is. You can see every event that it's picked up, so that is all looking good. So to mount this to a wall or to a door, you can either use that adhesive that they include, or you can use the mounting bracket. So this is the flat one, and the angled one is here. I'm going to use the flat one, so this is what I'll show you with. So if you're putting this on a wall or whatever, use the bracket to work out where you need to put your holes. Then of course line this up with the holes that you've got, and then the camera will clip into it. So the way that this clips in is first off from the bottom. It'll probably be quite difficult to show this, but it clips in from the bottom, it hooks in, then it will clip on into the top just like that. You heard it click, and it is now attached. So once you put the screws through the back before you clip it in, it will then be on the wall or the door or whatever. When it needs charging, you will need that little metal pin. It's basically just a SIM ejection tool. Here it is. What you're going to do is pop it in the hole. That will unlock it. There we are, back plate comes off. Then you can pop it on charge, so it's all quite straightforward. Alright, so since that last clip, it's been about 3 and a bit months, and I've just taken the doorbell off the door, and that is to charge it. It doesn't actually need charging yet, as you can see. It's still got 24%, but I thought I might as well finish this video and give it a charge. So 3 months has got it down to 24% from 100, which I don't think is too bad at all. I've had probably average amount of traffic to my front door, so it's picked up probably about the same amount of things as it would for most people. Of course, the more it picks up, the more it does drain the battery, but it's picked up everything that I've needed it to pick up. It's picked up random people knocking on the door at 3 AM, pressing the doorbell and waking me up, so that's always fun. But yeah, I've had absolutely no problems with it. You can tell that it's been outside because it's a bit dirty, but it's held up very well. We've had some snow, we've had some rain, no problems with it whatsoever. It's never dropped out, it's always stayed connected. Very easy in the app to go back and look at events. So yeah, I've had no problems with this. So charging about every 3 and a bit months seems fair enough to me. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. And I don't think there's really much else to say. I'm very happy with this. For the price, about £50, you can't go wrong. So thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully it was interesting, and if you're considering getting one, go ahead. Seems pretty good to me. So thanks again. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.